Good evening, everyone. I'm gonna welcome you in, and tonight we're going to be talking about the importance of self-care. Let's have an open discussion about the importance of self-care. I'm going to invite people in and let everyone know that we are here. That is what I'm going to do. But welcome to the Menopause Wellness community. And yeah, we're going to just, talk about the importance. And I'm going to share some, and no doubt you're going to share yours as well. Going to share some inexpensive ways to ensure that we are stepping up on our self-care. That's what we're going to do. I am going to just invite people into the chat. But welcome, everyone. Welcome. Let's just send those. Yes. Good evening. We're going to have an honest and open conversation about the importance of self-care. So important. I have been, like many people, I've been working really hard this week and last week, and I almost burnt myself out twice in the last 2 weeks. And the self-care is so important. So we're going to have that honest and open conversation. And I've got some inexpensive ways, because you know what, when we hear the word self-care, a lot of the time we feel that we need to go to the spa, we need to go out, and spend lots of money, but we don't have to. It doesn't have to be that way. So we're going to share some inexpensive ways of ensuring that we step up on our self-care, and we continue to do it intentionally. Step up on our self-care. All right, not just a one-off to make us feel good for that one moment, but consistently doing our self-care. Because come on, let's be honest, we need it. Absolutely need it. But welcome in. Do come in and say hello. Hi, Angel. Hi, Pixie. I hope you're doing well. And welcome to the Menopause Wellness community. We are talking about the importance of self-care. That's what we're doing. So important. And even if you're not going through the menopause, navigating through the menopause, you know what? Join in the conversation, because everyone needs self-care. Everyone. I'm telling you. Hey, Claire. Hey, Sidem. Angel. Welcome. How is everyone doing this evening? Hey, Kim. Welcome. I know. Yes, thank you, Claire. Do you know what? I thought, let me just do the logo background. I'm playing around with it, and I thought I must be able to do something. So I just thought I'd put it up today. We're going to have an open conversation about the importance of self-care. I'm going to open up the panel, and if anyone would like to come up, I'm not going to invite anyone up. Anyone like to come up, then free to come up and have a chat about self-care. And I'm going to share throughout the evening some inexpensive ways. I've kind of broken down self-care actually in the mental self-care, physical self-care, social self-care. We don't really think about these things, I think sometimes we take them for granted because we're not thinking about it. So we're going to get into that, and spiritual self-care, and even financial self-care. Seriously. Hey, Just Empress, how are you? I've got to big up our community ambassadors. We've got Claire in the house, and we've got Just Empress in the house. Welcome. Oh, let me just look. See, this is because I'm messing about with this thing one too many times, you hear, and it's all going skew whiff. Okay. Right, let me just do this. Listen. Jackie, what are you doing this evening? What are you doing playing that, girl? All right. Anyway, come in, say hi. Let me know where you're joining from. And we are going to be talking about the importance of self-care. Whether you are navigating through the menopause journey or not, we all need self-care, right? It's so important. Absolutely important. So let's get to it. So what I want to ask you is, what do you do to step up on your self-care? And I'm not just talking just for the sake of doing it. right? So it's not a tick box exercise. Self-care should not be a tick box exercise. Okay, I looked after myself this week. I drank some more water, or, I had something healthy to eat. No, I'm not talking about that. Intentional self-care. And why does it have to be the once? It needs to be an everyday occurrence, right? Absolutely everyday occurrence. So I want you to let me know in the chat, what are you doing to step up on your self-care? Hey, Just Empress, how are you? Claire, how are you as well? I'm hoping everyone is doing fine. Do you know what? The heat. Listen, I went to work today, right? And I only worked for 3 hours. Mind you, I drove 2 hours to get there. 3 hours there. And I was training first aid, and I use quite a lot of equipment. And by the time I put this anti-choking vest on, right, and demonstrated how to deal with choking, by the time I took it off, I was sweating. What's going on? Can't be living like this. I know. Tell me about it, Claire. Tell me about it. I'm trying to get... What did I do with these things? You know what? I'm just all fingers and thumbs here, because I'm just like pushing these buttons and everything else is happening, and what should be happening isn't happening. What is going on here? Let me see. Here we are. Okay. Well, I've clearly done something. Okay, I'm just going to cancel this. Can't bother with that, man. Anyways, hey, I'm having a... Oh, look, I've forgotten my fan downstairs. And do you know what? Anyway, let's hope that the temperature doesn't rise too much while I'm on this live. But you know what? Self-care is so important, right? As I said, I was at burnout a couple of weeks, last week and the week before, actually, because I was just doing too much. Why do we do this to ourselves? We just do too much. We know what we're capable of doing, right? But we just push ourselves a little bit more. We do it, don't we? I'm sure I'm not the only one who does it. And we push ourselves to that little bit more, and it's to the point where you're just physically exhausted. Mentally, I was just mentally exhausted, and I just needed to stop, because if I didn't stop, my body would have said, I'm out of here. That's what it would have done. I was at that point. So you know what? This self-care is so important. This is what you are talking about. Hey, Ado, we are talking about the importance of self-care. We've just started, and I was just trying to do some things on here, and it's not working for me, so I'm just leaving it. I'm not stressing. The importance of self-care, right? How important self-care is. And I'm going to be sharing some inexpensive ways, and you can share as well, in some inexpensive ways of looking after ourselves, stepping up on our self-care, because self-care doesn't have to be the luxury spa, the dining out. It doesn't have to be all that. It doesn't have to cost any money. Menopause never looks so good on you. Thank you very much. I'm post-menopause. I'm telling you, I am post-menopause. Thank you. But, and I'm going to just look at and break down, and we're going to have an open, honest discussion about mental self-care, emotional self-care, physical self-care, social self-care, spiritual self-care, and financial self-care. Let's be honest and open about it, right? So we really need to look after ourselves. We need to step up our game on our self-care, because we so deserve it. And actually, what I did ask a little while ago is, what do you intentionally do to step up on your self-care? What are you doing? Pop it in the chat. I'd like to know. And you know what? Sometimes this week, I know I've just had to have a moment for myself. That was my intentional self-care. I just didn't want anyone around me. I just wanted, thank you, Just Empress. I just didn't want anyone around me. I just wanted some me time, and I just wanted to be quiet. And that's what I chose. I just wanted to be still. You need that stillness sometimes, right? That's what I needed this week, because I was just working. It was just a lot. It was a lot. So that was, for me, being still and doing nothing. Like my uncle said, doing nothing is doing something. Absolutely right. Doing nothing, I was stepping up on my self-care and I was listening to my body. So I just had to be still. Yeah, listen, the heat is rising up here, man. I'm going to have to go and get my fan. Listen, Queens, everyone in the community, I'm going to have to go and get my fan because I'm going to be busting a sweat here. I'm going to be busting a sweat. Woo! Listen, go get it. I'm going to go and get it and come back because, listen, I can't be pouring with sweat while I'm talking to you guys, right? Hold on a sec. 1 sec. Hey, I'm back now. Listen, I went hunting for this, I tell you. Oh my goodness me. Hey, right. So we still got a few people. So welcome everyone. I hope you're doing really well. You know what? We're going to have an honest and open conversation about the importance of self-care this evening. That's what we're going to do. I'm going to break up it in segments. We need to talk about this, right? Our emotional self-care, financial self-care, spiritual self-care, creative. We're going to go all in because it's really important that we step up. Okay? Really important that we step up. So let me see who's in. Just Empress, Claire, Angel, Helen. Hi, Helen. And Donna. Hi, Donna. How are you? Good to see you all. So welcome to the Menopause Wellness community. I think you all know me, right? I'm Jackie. I am a menopause wellness practitioner as well as a menopause nutrition and weight loss management practitioner. But this evening, we're talking about self-care. You can ask questions about menopause. Absolutely. Ask away. Hi, Donna. And self-care is important, right? Why do we leave it to the point where we feel burnt out? We need to start stepping up on our self-care before we're at burnout. Because we do it, particularly us women. Why do we do this to ourselves, right? Why do we do it to ourselves? Whether we've got small children, adult children, caring for our parents, caring for the household, working on top of that, lots of things going on. So important. Right. So I'm going to share some inexpensive ways of dealing with ensuring that we step up on our self-care. Good evening, Lady B. Welcome. How are you this evening? Right. Let me do... Oh, right. This is why. You know why? Here we go. This is why. I'm going to open up the panel. At some point, I'm going to open up the panel. And if anyone wants to come up and have a chat, feel free to put a request in. Feel free to do that. Okay. So how are we looking after ourselves, right? Because let's be honest, When we've got our phones, we've all got mobile phones. We do not expect our mobile phone to work well if it's not fully charged. So why do we then push ourselves if we're not fully charged? Make it make sense. So we need to ensure that we are fully charged. And the way we can ensure that we are fully charged is stepping up on our self-care. Hey, Samantha. Samantha's in the house. Samantha. We've got 3 of our community ambassadors. Samantha, Just Empress, and Claire in the house. How are you doing, Samantha? I have to keep hydrated. You listen. Yes, I'm drinking the pint of glass. I always drink a pint. Anytime I have a drink at home, I'm drinking a pint. I'm at the gym but forgot headphones, so I can only see. Oh, that's fine. That's fine. Good. I'm glad you can't hear, right? And I'm talking to you like if you can hear me. Oh, never mind. It's good that you are in the room. So let's think about, as I said, battery. The phone needs charging. Our bodies need charging as well, right? Our bodies need charging. So we need to take that time out. We really need to take the time out. So what are you doing for yourself? What nice thing are you doing for yourself? I want to know what you're doing for yourself. That's nice. Come on, pop it in the chat for me. I will tell you what I do for myself. I take time and just rest. That's what I'm doing. Intentionally, I will rest. I'll stop and pause. I just shared with you just a little while ago that I just wanted to be still. I wanted to be by myself. And I just wanted to be quiet. That was my intentional self-care last week because it was too much. Okay, work was too much. I know my limit. I know my limits, but we push ourselves, right? I've been doing the same as you, Jackie, resting, stepping back, and good. I like to. I'm so glad to hear that, right? Because again, I gave an analogy of the mobile phone. If I talk about like a car, if a car's empty, it's not going to work. So if our body's empty, right? Empty as in it's not energized, we're not fueling it, it will stop and it will just shut off. That's what's going to happen. We don't want it to get to that. We really don't want it to get to that. Welcome. Oh, thank you for sharing the live, Malti. Welcome in. Celino, how old are you, if you don't mind me? How old do you think I am? I don't mind you asking because I'm not ashamed of my age. I'm 55. I'm 56 this year. Now I'm on menopause. Cannot work for long periods. That's it. And that's what happens. So you know what, Samantha? You may step up on your self-care by just taking time out. Because if you know you can't work for long periods, then take some time out. Don't apologize for it. Thank you very much for the heart me. Don't ever apologize for it. I'm not a wrinkle inside. No, not a wrinkle. Do you know what? It's the argan oil and the avocado oil I use on my skin all the time. That's the only thing I use on my skin. But everyone's different, right? I try not to stress as well. Stress is... Oh, thank you. Stress is a lot. Stress is... It can really harm you, right, if you're stressed. So I try not to stress. I'm a person that I pick my battles. I will not involve myself in silliness. I just don't do it. It's not worth it. What do you wash your face in, Jackie? Okay, so I do a facial scrub in the morning and I use the Nivea facial scrub. And then after the facial scrub, I will use a cleanser, the water cleanser. And then I put the argan oil and the avocado oil on my face. That's it. And in the evening, I won't do it as exfoliation. I'll do just a face wash before I go to bed. I just wash my face and then put other cleansing water on again before I go to bed. That's what I do. That's it. Just a simple routine. I don't have no extravagant lifestyle, I don't have no extravagance of doing all this stuff, and I just don't do it. Just basic stuff for me. That's what works for me. Grapeseed oil is okay too. Oh, hi, Athea Rose. What, on your skin? Well, it's working amazing. Thank you. Thank you. But I just try, you know what? And this morning when I got up and I had to get to work, I had to leave home for a certain time. But even though I had to leave home, I probably had 5-10 minutes before I had to leave. After I got out the shower, and I'm moisturizing my skin with the oil. Do you know what I did? I took some time out, deliberately took my time. And when I'm moisturizing my skin, I took my time and just like moisturizing every single cuticle. That's what I've done. Just massage my cuticles just a little bit. And then when I finished that, I spent some time on my feet and massaged all my toes, all my toes, my feet. That's what I do. I intentionally do that every day. When I come out of the shower, I take my time and moisturize my skin and give myself a little finger massage, hand massage. Don't you deserve it? I deserve it. I damn well do deserve it. So we're talking about this intentional self-care, right? Intentional self-care. Oh, thank you very much. And we really need to step up on it, right? So if that means saying no, then it means saying no. That is you saying no to someone. All right. In life, we don't want to let people down. I get it. But if doing something for someone means that you're stretching yourself, then why are we doing that? Why are we doing that? Welcome, everyone. Let me see. You're too kind. You're too kind, Claire. Yeah, we're definitely talking about self-care, the importance of self-care, right? How are we stepping up on our self-care? Even if you are not navigating through menopause, self-care is so important for everyone. Hey, Abs, how are you? I am good, thank you. It got rid of yeah, listen, sometimes we do just need to I'm a calm person anyway. If someone shouts at me, I'm not shouting back at them because it's too much energy. To shout at someone is energy. And I don't have that energy to give you. I'm not giving you my energy, so I'm not shouting at you. You can shout at me all you want, but I'm not going to shout at you back. Okay. Absolutely. Oh, lovely. Lovely. Oh, thank you, Samantha. Right. So let's get to this. The self-care, mental self-care. Let's talk about mental self-care for a while. Let's talk about mental self-care, right? That's our mind. How do we look? It's the coconut water. I'll come back to that because for real, I was researching coconut water, as I do. Everyone knows me in the community that I love a research, isn't it? I was drinking that. When I drink coconut water, I'm drinking a pint of it. And sometimes I drink 2 pints. And I thought, should I be drinking that much coconut water in one day? And I researched it, and actually it's recommended that you drink about 2 cups. Well, this is more than 2 cups, right? Of coconut water. So I just thought, okay, I'll have a pint of coconut water a day, and then I'll have water and then my herbal tea and everything else. Water, some cucumbers is great. Exactly. With some cucumbers is great. Absolutely. So let's talk about mental self-care. How are we looking after our minds? Because we really need to think about these things, right? This is something that we're probably doing without even considering it, without even thinking about it. No pun intended. How are we looking after ourselves mentally? Self-care and mental. So it could be that we're reading, okay? What do I do for my mental self-care? I did go for a walk. I have to, when I'm not working, if I'm working from home, I will go for a walk. Okay, I didn't get to go for a walk this morning because I left home early to go to work. So when I'm not working and I'm working from home, I will go for a 2 hour walk. Now, for me, that gets my mind in a place where it gets my mind in a place of peace. That's what it does for me, right? Now, walking isn't for everyone. I get it. Thank you for the roses. Walking isn't for everyone. I get it. But find out what is for you. Okay, find out what is for you. So I go for a walk. So it could be things like reading, doing a puzzle, maybe word search. Do you know what? Years ago, I loved doing those word search. You know, the crisscross puzzles. I used to love doing those. I still like doing them. I do them every so often. But even those puzzles or things like that, we try and reduce screen time. Now, that I find that difficult. I'm still working on that, the screen time, because I use my phone a lot. And when I'm traveling, I don't have my laptop with me, so I'm on my phone. Not when I'm driving, but I have my phone, so I have to check emails. I work from my phone a lot of the time. So sometimes that is, challenging. It can be challenging, but, I'm working on it. What else could we be doing for mental self-care? We're talking about mental self-care, and the whole conversation this evening is the importance of self-care. But I'm breaking down self-care into segments. And the first segment is mental self-care. So what are we doing for our mental self-care, right? Pop it in the chat. What are you doing? What do you do? Or what would you like to start doing? Let's put that out in the universe. What are you doing, or what would you like to start doing for your mental self-care? I do a lot of walking. My walk, minimum time for walking is about an hour and a half. I like to go for a 2 hour walk. If I am going somewhere, if I'm going to work, sometimes I try and get a walk in before work, and it's an hour and a half. But if I'm working from home, I can do my 2 hour walk. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome in. Let me see. Definitely water with some cucumber is great. And this is the thing, if you don't really like the taste of water, then you can mix it up. Abs just mentioned cucumber. You can put lemons in there. You know what? I still have in the morning, my husband's got onto this now as well. In the morning, I squeeze that lemon, add hot water, a bit of honey, and I have my lemon water in the morning. That's what I do. And now my husband's onto it now, so I have to get more lemons. Okay. Yes. And this is the thing, you have to find out something that is going to work for you, right? Thank you for the roses. Is it Nilza? Thank you for the follow, Jahara. It's Jahara. I hope I pronounced your name correctly. Welcome to the community. If you're not part of the community and you'd like to be part of the community, all you need to do is follow. Thank you very much for the follow. Yeah, so those are the sort of things that I would do for my mental self-care, right? You don't have to share what you do, but think about I just kind of want to give you some food for thought, because we really need to, if we're not looking after our self-care, who is going to look after it? Who are we waiting to look after our self-care? Because listen, is anyone going to be turning around saying, oh, Jackie, you've been working hard this week, let me do this for you? No. I need to do that for myself. So this is what we need to do. We need to step up on our self-care, right? Take ownership and step up on our self-care. Absolutely, Elaine. I'm telling you, we need to do this, right? Thank you for liking the live, everyone. So that is our mental self-care. And I'm kind of going to go through these segments to kind of let you start thinking about it. And if you don't want to share in the chat, that's fine. Those of you on the For You page, if you're listening in, please feel free to join in. I'm going to open up the panel in a little while when I remember how to do it. Yeah. And then you're welcome to come up and have a chat. I'm not going to invite you up. You can come up and have a chat if you wish. So we mentioned about mental self-care. This evening, we're talking about the importance of self-care. It's so important. Why are we leaving it? Thank you for the heart, me. Why are we leaving it until we are burnt out? We need to stop doing that. We really need to stop doing that. Let's not get to burnout, right? Because I tell you what, you can correct me if I'm wrong on this. I know when my body is feeling burnt out, I start feeling like I'm going to become ill. That's what was happening to me last week and the week before, because I was just doing too much. I was doing too much and it felt like I was going to get the flu or something. That was a signal my body was giving me. Thank you, Samantha. That was a signal my body was giving me, and I needed to stop and listen to it. Right? That's what my body was saying. It was saying, listen, woman, you need to slow down, because if you don't slow down, I'm just going to shut down on you. That's what my body was telling me. So I had to stop. I really had to stop. Right? I felt mentally exhausted. I felt physically, I just felt like I couldn't do it. Couldn't do anything anymore. So we don't want to get to that point. And I know as women, we keep pushing through, we keep pushing through. Why do we do this to ourselves? Why do we do this? I just need to do this for that person. I need to do this for my children. I need to do this for my husband or my partner. I need to do this for somebody else. Whoa, stop. What are you doing for yourself? That's what I'm asking you. What are you doing for yourself? You're doing so much for everyone else. Let's pause for a moment, okay? Thank you very much for the gifts. Now, talked about mental self-care. My mental self-care, I go for a walk. That's how I help my mental self-care. And I intentionally go for a walk. We need to intentionally do these acts of self-care. That's what we need to do. Is it Dunny? Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the community. How about emotional self-care? And I'm breaking it down in segments this evening, Queens. I really am. Okay. And those of everyone else in the community, the kings, if the kings are in here, then welcome to you too. Emotional self-care, right? Because again, we're not thinking about this. Allowing yourself, right, to actually just pause and feel your emotions. How are you feeling? That question, you're probably one of those people, right, that you're asking everyone, how are you feeling today? Do you ask yourself how you're feeling? Why not? How are you actually feeling? And sometimes it's okay not to know how you feel, because sometimes I will say to myself, I don't actually know how I feel today. I don't actually know how I feel about that. And it's absolutely okay to not know how you are feeling. Yeah? Because you're trying to process what's going on. You're trying to process information. You may not know how to accept or, take in information that you've been given. It's okay. So emotional self-care. So emotional self-care means allowing yourself to actually feel your emotions instead of pushing them aside. Hello, Starshine. How are you? Welcome in. Welcome in. Let me know where you are joining from, everyone. Where are you joining from? Right? So we are talking about this evening the importance of self-care. But what I'm doing is breaking down self-care in segments. We just spoke about mental self-care. We're now talking about emotional self-care. There's about 7 areas I've broken it down into. I'm good, thank you. Oh, you're from London. Yay, London is in the house. I'm from Kent. Oh, London as well. Got a lot of Londoners in here. I'm from Kent area. Joining from Reading. Hey, Angel. Beaker's from Reading as well. I'm suffering. I'm sorry to hear that, Donna. I'm really sorry to hear that. And are you doing anything for that? Are you doing anything for it? Because the support is out there. And everyone's going to be different with their anxiety, right? I always say with anxiety that, do you know or have you recognized what triggers your anxiety? What exasperates it? Because being anxious is a natural emotion, right? It's a natural emotion. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Danny. I'm going to come back to you. Right? So being anxious it's a human emotion. So we all get anxious about things. But when that anxious turns into anxiety to the point where it's having an impact on our everyday life, that's when something, you may think, I need to do something about this. So what are you doing about it? Hey, North Wales, Donna from North Wales. Hey, Claire's from Wales as well. Now, Donny, I'm sorry to hear that you are feeling like that. I am going to, do you have a DM on here? Can I DM you? Natural Flow, hi, welcome. Natural Flow, thank you for the follow and welcome to the community. Donny, I'm going to give you an hour of my time. I'm going to give you a consultation, right? We're going to talk for an hour. So I'm going to DM you and we can have a talk. Okay? That's if you like to. It's entirely up to you. We can do that. Hey. So, emotional self-care, right? So what it might involve. Talking to someone you trust. What do I say after every live, at the end of every live? At the end of every live, what do I say? I always say to you, right, as well as sending you a virtual hug, I always say to you, if you feel lonely after the live has ended, go and find someone to speak to who you can trust. So important, because when you speak to someone, there's no point speaking to someone who you do not feel that you can trust them, because then that's probably going to make you even more anxious. Let's be real, right? So we have to find someone that we can trust, that we can speak to and confide in, because a lot of the time when we speak about our concerns, our emotions, we don't want, the worst thing that can happen is someone to start judging us, okay? That's not nice. The last thing you want someone to turn around and say, oh, what are you talking about? That's silly. That doesn't bother me. That's them. Yeah, so you want someone to just listen. That's what you want someone to do, to just listen. So finding someone you can speak to who you trust, okay? Now, let's talk about crying when you need to. Listen, we all need a good cry sometimes, This is our emotional self-care. Sometimes after a good cry, you feel a lot lighter. I know that works for me. Sometimes when I have a good cry, the last time I had a good cry, when did I have a good cry? 2 days ago, when I was in the shower. I was having a shower, washing my hair, and I just was crying like a baby. I was crying so much that all the nose note was just dripping. But you know what? After I got out of the shower, I felt so much better. And it's okay to cry. I'm telling you, sometimes we need a good cry, because it just allows us to just let out a lot of the heaviness that we are feeling, right? So yeah, that was me 2 days ago. I had a very good cry. What else can we do for emotional self-care? Pop it in the chat. What are you doing? Crying is a release. Absolutely, Claire. Absolutely. Listen, don't be afraid to bawl like a baby, man. I'm telling you, bawl like a baby. Let it out. Let it out. I was just thinking about that today. Do you know what? Cry. Give yourself permission to cry. There is nothing wrong. Don't be afraid to. I'm telling you. Right? Listen. As Claire mentioned, crying is a release. And I needed that. I needed to cry at that moment. I so needed to cry at that moment. And I felt so much better for it after. Don't you need to have something to cry about? Do you know what? Yes, a lot of the time you can have something to cry about. However, if you are feeling overwhelmed, if you're feeling sad about something specific, sometimes things are just too much, right? And that's what you can cry about. Obviously, a couple of days ago, I cried about something specific. But there are times when you just feel like everything's just too much. And actually, having a cry is okay. Absolutely. Yeah, it does help if you're crying about something specific, but do you have to have something specific to cry about? Absolutely not. Look at those actors. They just cry on tap. Right? Hi, Lilies. I've had no side tie over the years dealing with trauma. I'm sorry to hear that. Listen, why isn't this thing just dropping down? Ah, there we go. I find it hard to cry. Okay. Then do you know what? Crying's not for you. Then crying's not for you. That is entirely okay. It's absolutely okay. We're talking about the importance of self-care this evening. I've already spoken about emotional self-care, and we've also spoken about mental self-care. I'm breaking this down. I am breaking it down into segments. That's what I'm doing. Because when we say self-care, we automatically think sometimes, not all of us, sometimes we think, oh, I need to go and book myself into a spa. I need to go and book myself into a hotel. I need to go and treat myself to something, something expensive. No, this self-care can be some inexpensive, intentional acts that we carry out for ourselves. This is what it can be. And this is what we're talking about this evening. Okay? Emotional self-care. Crying is fine. Crying is absolutely fine. And saying no without guilt. Let's say no more. When someone asks us to do something, I know I said it before, we don't want to let people down. How about not letting ourselves down? Because I tell you something, you tell me this, when you've done something, because this has happened to me so many times, when I've said yes to someone, you know what? Something bad happens sometimes, right? I say yes to dropping someone somewhere, I get a flat tire. Or I say yes, my car gets scratched. Now, if I kept my backside still at home, these things wouldn't happen, would they? Learn to say no without guilt. That's what we need to do. Yes? Definitely. You see, Becca, agreeing. Hi, I'm Mind Connect. Oh, let me just check our London. Let me go back and see if I can see it. Because although it's been filtered, I'm probably be able to see it. I don't know why. Pop it in there again so I can catch it straight away. No, I can't see anything. But yeah, listen, this self-care is so important, right? So we're talking about the importance of self-care this evening, and I am breaking it down. We talked about mental self-care. And this might be a food for thought for you. Emotional self-care. And I'm just taking bits out of it. I talked about talking to someone who you trust, crying when you need to. There is no shame in crying. Queens, there is no shame in crying, right? Sometimes a cry helps you release the pain that you are feeling, that emotional pain that you're feeling. It's okay to cry. I'm telling you, it's okay to cry. Setting healthy boundaries. You know what? Those healthy boundaries are important. And those healthy boundaries might be, you know what? After 9:30, I don't want you calling me. And after this time, this is not going to happen. When I'm at home, I am not going to do any more. I'm switching off. You have to set boundaries for yourself. But I tell you what, you see, when we set boundaries for ourselves, the most challenging thing that I found about setting boundaries is that sticking to them. It's like telling your child, no, you're not going to have that sweet because you haven't been behaving yourself. And 5-10 minutes later, you damn well give them the sweetie, right? You need to stick to it. Yeah, absolutely. We need to stick to it. We need to stick to our boundaries. And if that means that, you know what, friends are coming around and coming to visit you without notifying you, just turning up, no. Right now, as my friend, I'm happy for you to visit me, but you need to arrange the time. You need to let me know when you would like to come around. In fact, you need to ask me if it's okay to come around, not just turn up at my door. That is setting healthy boundaries, and we need to stick to them boundaries. So when that friend does knock on the door and, oh, I forgot, you don't let them in willy-nilly. You let them stay right at the door and say, you didn't tell me you're coming around, so go away and come back another day. That's what you need to do. These are healthy boundaries. Yeah, we need to stick to them. Do you cover perimenopause? Yes, we do. We do. We talk about perimenopause, menopause, postmenopause. We were talking about self-care today, but what do you want to know about perimenopause, if anything? Any questions that you have? Yeah, you can ask any questions. Absolutely. You can ask me any questions, even though we're talking about self-care. Ask away. One of the community ambassadors will pin up the question if I miss it. Or go to the field and scream. Absolutely. Yeah, do you know what? Screaming. Screaming is good. It allows you to, again, it's a release, isn't it, Claire? Absolutely a release. And sometimes we need to do this. I need to set up some screaming classes. That's what we need to do, right? Where we can just scream and release. You will find that when you scream from your gut, you'll probably start crying. Because you're getting it all out. But welcome everyone into the Menopause Wellness community. Those of you who don't know me, I am Jackie. I am a menopause wellness practitioner as well as a menopause nutrition and weight loss management practitioner. And tonight we are talking about the importance of self-care. However, feel free to ask any questions you like. Okay? The importance of self-care. I'm breaking it down into segments. We talked about mental self-care. We talked about emotional self-care. And we're now going to talk about physical self-care. I'm going to come to clear the lungs. Yeah, definitely. We are going to come to I'm going to come over see the comments and any questions. And then I'm going to come back to physical self-care. I'm breaking this down in segments tonight. Segments to let us really think about how can we ensure that we carry out intentional acts of self-care. No one I know wants to talk about it, so just all right. Well, we talk about it a lot here at London. That's all we talk about. Perimenopause, menopause, postmenopause. I'm in postmenopause myself. So I spoke about perimenopause today, actually. I did a little a micro teach on perimenopause, on menopause, actually. So if you want to ask us any specific question, and I'm happy to go over the stages of menopause as well, we can do that. Let me know. This is your community. So, you know, whatever you feel is right for you, let me know. Within reason, that is. Within reason. Jackie, any questions? Yes, I have that. So, yes, intentional self-care. Queens, we need to step up on this. And those of you who are not going through menopause, you still need your self-care. Self-care is so important for everyone, right? Let's not get to burnout. Let us not do that. I want to go to a rage room. Oh, listen, Becca, I'm telling you, sometimes you just need to get it out, don't you? Yeah? Like Afro Rose says, clear your lungs. Absolutely. Absolutely. I know what's to talk about it to just. Yeah. Oh, London, let's talk. You're in the right place at the right time. Let's talk about it. Was there anything specific you wanted to talk about perimenopause? Hey, Brian, how are you? Thank you for the roses. We're talking about self-care, but you know what? This is our community. Let's talk about. I'm going to try and open up this chat. You know, hold on a minute. I'm going to try and open up this. So if you want to come up and speak, you can. Do you know what? You know, I've forgotten how to open up this damn thing. You know, can you imagine? Imagine. I'll figure it out in a bit. Oh, here we go. I think I've got it now. I think I've got it. No. Cha. Me can't remember to write it. Sorry. Oh my gosh. Is it? Oh dear. It is difficult setting boundaries around food since Okay. Lady Q, don't beat yourself up about it. Please do not beat yourself up about it, right? Boundaries is something that we set, and if we fall short on it, then it's one of those things. We just say, all right, don't beat yourself up about it. Just continue and get back on track. But thank you for sharing that. Good to hear you're good, Brian. Perry. Hey, Red Dragon. And that's what can happen sometimes. Our stomach can just kind of just put on the weight because the hormones, your progesterone and your estrogen, remember that estrogen is the queen hormone, right? Estrogen is the one that is responsible for our stomach and the fat around in our stomach. And actually, when it starts declining and fluctuating, listen, things can happen. Laugh out loud, you Jamaican. Listen, the Jamaican accent's coming out, innit? I need to calm myself down. I'm feeling a bit too comfortable with you. But it's all good. It's all good. Right, so let's get back to the physical self-care. Listen, we have to laugh, right? Have to laugh. Physical self-care. So let's talk about the physical care. So this doesn't mean joining an expensive gym. So many times, thank you for the roses, Queen. So many times I've said to you, not everyone's got gym money, right? We don't have the gym funding sometimes, and that's okay. We don't have to go to the gym. I gave up the gym. I just took up walking. The little weights, I've got little weights at home. Actually, you don't have to purchase weights either. Use the cans in the cupboard. That's what you can do. You can actually fill a bag with heavy things. Be safe about it though. And use that as weights, right? You know what? We can get very creative if we want to, right? I remember when I first moved into my own place when I think I was 18, 19, and I didn't have a can opener. I'm not saying do this. I was opening cans with a knife. We was doing this. I didn't have a screwdriver to undo the plug. You know, back in the day, the plugs didn't come with appliances. You had to put the plug on yourself. I was using a butter knife to put the plugs on. We can be creative. That's what we can do, right? I hope one day I will be strong like you in there. Oh, yes, you will, London. Absolutely. Let's speak that into the universe right now. Let's speak that into the universe. You know what? We've got to be mindful about what we speak and how we speak about ourselves, you know. That's another part of self-care as well. I would add that into the emotional self-care. How we speak about ourselves. So many women, I hear them knocking themselves down. Why do we do that to ourselves? Why? I don't understand why. Right? If someone gives us a compliment, oh, you look nice today. Oh, I don't feel nice. Well, take the compliment. Take it. Yeah? Oh, your dress looks lovely. Oh, that's an old dress. I bought it for £5. Listen, why are you telling somebody that? You look good in it, innit? You look good in the dress. Take the compliment. Why do we do this to ourselves? Listen, you lot are getting me started now. You're getting me started. Right. Physical self-care. Let's go back to physical self-care. Even my throat is drying up now. Physical self-care. So this doesn't mean joining an expensive gym. Don't have to do that or training for a marathon. Do as much as you can. But our physical side of things, drinking more water. Or as much as you can, okay? As much as you can. Thank you, Claire. Just our physical self-care. We need to keep hydrated. Maybe go for a walk. And you know what? I say to you, I go for an hour and a half. I go for 2 hours for a walk. That may not be for you. A 5-10 minute walk may be enough. And that's okay. It is absolutely okay, right? What one person's doing, it doesn't mean you have to go and follow. Doesn't mean that at all. Do your own thing. You know what? Live life your way. That's what you're going to do. Absolutely do that. Okay? Thank you, Claire. Joe Brown, thank you for the follow. And thank you for sharing the live. And welcome to the community. Welcome, welcome. Look, I've been fiddling about with all these things, you know. I can't even find. You know, sometimes on here, you can't open the panel. And 1 minute you can open it, next minute you cannot. No libido and it's affecting my marriage. I got nothing out of it. Red Dragon, I'm sorry to hear that. And you know what? Sometimes we do. I'm going to be real with you. The low libido. Okay, I'm going to put it out there. You see, when you just got this low libido, you don't feel like it. I understand that. Don't feel like it at all. But there are certain things that you can do. You don't have to go all the way. You can just do to make people happy, to make your husband, to make your partner happy, right? So because it's like knowing your love language, right? Knowing your love language, knowing your partner's love language. Okay, I know my love language. I've got two love languages actually, and my partner's got a love language, and I know my husband's love language. So if I know my husband's love language and I'm not feeding his love language, what am I doing? What am I doing? Right? So I understand, and there was a phase where I had a low libido, right? It can come back. It absolutely can come back. I had a low libido, but I just had that in mind that, okay, what am I doing? I need to be thinking about this. If I know my husband's love language is physical touch, then the physical touch needs to happen. And if that just means, I'm just sitting there and I'm just touching like this, then so be it. But we have to know, and we should know these things about ourselves. What's our love language? If I asked you what your love language is, would you know what your love language is? That's something important to know. Because how can we tell someone how to love us if we don't know how we want to be loved? Does that make sense? We really need to know our love language. We do. Okay, well, I'm going to catch up with these comments and then I'm going to come back to physical self-care because I think I've missed some comments. Claire, you have to keep me in check. All the community ambassadors, keep me in check because I just thank you for sharing the live. Thank you, Jackie, for allowing me to be in your space. Oh, you're welcome. This is what we're here for. And you know what? We're just going to be real. We are absolutely going to be real. That's what we're here. We're here every Wednesday at 8 a.m. That's what we are here every Wednesday at 8 a.m. I wish I could do more days, but you know what? There's a lot going on. A lot going on. So we're doing one day a week at the moment. Let me see what else have I missed. It's so difficult. Yeah, let's set boundaries though. And with boundaries, it takes time sometimes. It does, admittedly. When you first set a boundary, you're kind of trying to get used to it yourself. Or this is new for me. This is going to be new for someone else as well. But actually, try and stick with it the best you can. And if you do let the boundary slip, then don't beat yourself up about it. 8 p.m. What time did I say, Claire? Oh, Tid, sorry. I'm just talking a lot of nonsense tonight, isn't it? It's the heat, man. It's the heat. Oh dear. 8 p.m. That's what time we do on a Wednesday, 8 p.m. So let me just see before we go back to the self-care. Thank you for the follow, Rock Chick, and welcome to the community. Okay, so today, during my lunchtime at work, I took 30-minute walk out of one. Thank you for the heart, me. And you know what? Taking that break out of work, good for you. This is self-care. You know you needed to take some time away from that working environment. You have to. Otherwise, that is what you call your mental and your emotional self-care. Absolutely. And good for you. I know. I'm telling you, listen, I need to calm down tonight, don't I? I really need to calm down. But you know what? This is me. I'm just myself. And I'm going to calm down. I'm going to have a little sip of water. And then I'm going to go back to the comments. And then I'm going to go back to the physical self-care. Because we haven't even got halfway through this yet. And I'm still trying to figure out how to open this panel. Anyone on TikTok, right? When you do the panel, when you open up the panels, does it sometimes disappear? Because mine just seem to have disappeared tonight. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, I'll find it soon. Think love, is it love in there tonight in your house? Oh, well, don't speak too loud, you know. I don't want my husband to hear that. Yeah, no, love languages are important, right? We need to know our love languages for real. I'm trying my hardest to fight it. Okay. Right. Joe Brown, Jackie, you have made my... Oh, this is it. Do you know what? We've got to laugh sometimes, haven't we? Absolutely got to laugh. I laugh at myself sometimes, trust me. I have to laugh at myself sometimes. Thank you for sharing the life, Angel. I appreciate that. I appreciate everyone in the room tonight. Everyone in the room I appreciate. Okay, we're gonna go back to, I'm just checking. Became London, you became number 13 fan in the fan club. Thank you. And you know what sometimes we have to do what's right for us. There are many menopause warriors that actually end up leaving their jobs because they cannot cope. They feel they cannot cope anymore, you know. Good night, everyone. Sorry I'm late again. Oh, Anne, no. Welcome. You're not late. Listen, that's fine. Welcome. Elaine, ever thought about work having an effect on it? Absolutely. You never thought. No, you would never think. But you know what? When we are navigating through this time, this natural transition, life transition, sometimes it can feel overwhelming. And I hope, Elaine, that you're able to speak with someone at work, you know, and there is support there as well. Oh, you work with children? Oh, my goodness me. Do you know what? I hear you. I spent 35 years in the childcare industry. 35 years in the industry, managing nurseries, work, and sometimes I just go back and work in nurseries every so often as well. Yeah, working with children, the sector has changed a lot, hasn't it? Okay, listen, the heat up here is real. Jackie. What are we chatting about today? And we are talking about the importance of self-care. We have gone through mental self-care and how we look after ourselves mentally. We've gone through emotional self-care. We're now looking at physical self-care and talking about drinking more water. If that's your thing, drinking water, going for walks, stretching, getting enough sleep when we can. Just little things like that. Eating nourishing meals. All those things around the self-care. So I've broken down the self-care into segments, right? So the next segment is social self-care. Social self-care. So we're human, right? Well, the last time I looked, I thought I was human anyway. We're humans and we need connection. And that may not be that you need someone to be in your space, but we need connection. If that's someone at the end of the phone, we're humans and we need human connection. That's what we need. Don't get me wrong. There are some days where we don't want to be around humans. I understand that, right? Sometimes self-care, right, means spending time with people who make you feel safe, valued, and understood. Like this community. And I'm hoping you feel safe in this community. Yeah. So that's what sometimes, and we need to look at our social self-care. So this may include having a community like this. Yeah. So you can be open and honest. So you know you're not going to be judged. Sometimes we hold back because we sometimes think, oh, what is someone going to think about us? But you know what? I'm too old for that now. I don't care what no one thinks about me. I don't care what you think about me, to be honest with you. I really don't care. You have your opinion, but that's fine. Your opinion can stay your opinion. I don't need to take it on. That's what that's what I think now, right? So it could be calling a friend, meeting up for a coffee. We need that social interaction, even a FaceTime. Sometimes I FaceTime friends because I haven't made the time. I shouldn't say haven't got the time because we need to make time, right? I just FaceTime friends sometimes. That's what I do. And just having that connection, right? So that's our social self-care. So if anyone's got any other ways that they look after themselves in terms of their mental, their physical, their social, their emotional self-care, pop it in the chat. Pop it in the chat. You know, I'm still figuring out how to open up this damn chat thing, you know. Chat. Let me just try again while I'm here. Okay, let me see. Listen, why is it gone? I don't understand why it's gone. It used to always be here. Let me see this one. This is not right. Okay. And it's not this one either. Nope. All right. Well, I think sometimes it just goes from here for some reason. For some reason, it goes from here. The boxes are not there. What are you... okay, we've just done that one. Okay, so we have to do more of what we love. Absolutely, Claire. We do. And we're always putting ourselves last. We're thinking about everyone else. And this is why the question I asked last week, and I did a post about it, we're always loving on everyone else. Loving on our children, our siblings, our friends, our acquaintances sometimes, our colleagues. When do we stop and ever love on ourselves? That's what we got to do. Stop and love on ourselves. Because don't we deserve it as well? Do we not deserve it? Heck, yes, we do. We so deserve it. I go to myself, some massage. Absolutely. Absolutely. And you know what, Lady Q as well? Sometimes we don't have the massage funds. That's why I just get the foot spa out at home and massage my foot myself. I was saying when I come out the shower this morning, I had 10 minutes before I needed to leave to go to work. But you know what? I took 5 minutes of that 10 minutes and massaged my cuticles with the oil. I massaged my feet. I did give that time for myself this morning before I left for work because I needed it. Absolutely needed it. Thank you for sharing the live, Angel. I just like sitting in peace. Ah, yes, I love that, Becca. Love it. That's what I did the other day. I just wanted to sit by myself and just didn't want to hear anything. Just the peace. In fact, I had that last night as well because my husband went out. He went out bowling with his cousins and I just sat there in peace. And it was just silent. And I love it. I just wanted that peace. And I hear you, Becca. I'm telling you. Yes, absolutely. I love sitting in the garden just listening to the... oh, yeah, listening to the birds, man. Do you not see nature is something that is, for me anyway, nature? Do you know what? I actually was... even when I'm walking, I'm noticing little things. Thank you for sharing the live. And thank you for liking the live. I noticed the smallest little things. I was walking with my husband the other day and I saw a bee on the ground. It wasn't even on the grass here. It was just on the pavement. And I saw a bee and I stopped and I was looking at it for a little while. And my husband was looking at me and said, "What are you doing?" I said, "There's a bee there, but there was another bee on top of it." And I didn't know what was going on. Call me naive. I don't know what was going on. I don't know if they were mating or they was helping each other out. But I had to video it. But those small little things, noticing those little things around you, right? Nature, it's absolutely. Thank you for sharing the live. So we talked about social self-care, right? Calling a friend, what I said, meeting up for coffee, just laughing. How many times laughter? Do you know what? Laughter is something great, you know. Laughter is something that we need. And this is why sometimes I just laugh at myself. Yeah. And actually, one of the social self-care as well, asking for help. You know what? It's okay to ask for help. Asking for help doesn't mean you're incapable. Doesn't mean you're not good enough. It doesn't mean you cannot do it. But asking for help is just allowing you to get the support you need. And we all need support at some time or the other. You know what? What I always said years ago, and I still say it. Sometimes we are too proud to ask for help. And you know what? Pride can, as we say, pride can kill you. That's it. That's what it can do. Ask for help. What's the worst that's going to happen? The person says, no, I can't help you actually. Or they may signpost you. Asking for help, it's okay to ask for help. Absolutely okay to ask for help. So social self-care. So breaking it down again, okay? So sometimes social self-care means protecting your peace. Protecting your peace by limiting time with people who drain your energy. Don't allow people to drain your energy, okay? This is why sometimes it's important to pick your battles. A lot of things going on in your friend circle. This one's talking about that one. That one's talking about that one. Do you know what? I'm stepping away. I don't want to get involved. I don't want to get involved because it's just going to drain my energy. And it's okay to say no. It's absolutely okay to say no without guilt. That's what we're going to be doing. Spiritual self-care. I told you I broke this down this evening, didn't I? I'm breaking this down right down to the bare bones. Spiritual self-care. So this doesn't have to mean religion. It doesn't have to mean religion. For some people, it's prayer. For others, it's mindfulness, meditation, being in nature, like Claire mentioned, volunteering or simply reflecting on what gives life meaning. Just reflecting. It's about reconnecting with yourself. How many times do we reconnect with ourselves? Absolutely. This is the spiritual self-care. You know, have that moment. And actually, it's okay to sit down in silence. Bring your peace back to yourself, right? Shut out all the noise and just reconnect with yourself. It's okay to do that. Those of you who've got young families, it might be that you shut yourself in the toilets to go and get some peace because the young children are just knocking on the door all the time. However you can find it, right? Financial self-care. What about financial self-care? So this one may surprise you, right? So money worries create enormous stress, as we do. And the cost of living, let's not even talk about that. That's another subject for another day, right? But simple acts include creating a budget, things like budget. I know sometimes it can be hard to budget. I'm telling you, you budget. I know I do a lot of budgeting and I budget and something else crops up. Like the tyre on the car, someone's punctured it. I went to the GP about 3 weeks ago, and I parked my car at the GP in the GP surgery. And because I parked it quite close to someone else, actually I got out of the car quite easily. The GP parking is quite small, and I've got quite a big car. And because I parked it, and I parked it over to the side of the bush, quite close to the bushes. And I got out, but I was able to get out. You know, when I came back, someone punctured my tyre. Can you imagine? Because of the parking. And I just don't understand some people. But anyway, I got the tyre done. £167 later, I had to get a new tyre. But someone punctured my car because I was parked beside them. And it wasn't parked on their passenger side. It wasn't parked on their driver's side. It was parked close to their passenger side. Now I got out that side, so it meant that they probably had a passenger with them and they had to drive forward. Some people just can be so just ignorant, isn't it? But yeah, all right. So financial self-care, thinking about your creating a budget, paying one bill at a time. Sometimes we just, you know what? Bills, right? But every one of them need to be paid, but we have to pace ourselves. Sometimes we get ourselves into overwhelming situation with bills, and just actually speaking to them and saying, look, this is the situation, this is what I plan to do, rather than just leaving it. Yeah. Planning meals could, again, financial self-care. This is all things to help with financial self-care. Saving even a small amount each week. I don't know, saving. Some people don't have savings, some people do. It's entirely up to you. I don't know. What do you think about savings? Are savings important? I remember I worked with a guy when I worked for the local authority years ago, and he said, savings? I never have savings. I'm going on holiday. That was his thing. Whatever works for you. Yeah. Remember, one size doesn't fit all. One size does not fit all. Now we're going on to creative self-care. We're going to do creative self-care, and I'm going to come back to the comments, and then we're going to end up with burnout warning signs, right? So creative self-care. So we're often so focused on productivity that we forget to play. Claire mentioned earlier on about finding something that makes you happy, brings you joy, right? What do we do to bring us joy? Pop it in the chat. What do you do to bring yourself joy? Keep it clean now, queens. What do you do to bring yourself joy? Some creative self-care might be painting, photography, gardening. Someone said gardening earlier on. I had to just say that, Becca. Keep it clean, just in case we get shut down. Baking, writing, it could be anything. You know what? I truly believe that everyone has a talent. Everyone has a talent. But tapping into that talent, right? Watch songs and soaps and comedy. Absolutely. What's your favourite comedy, Alpha Rose? I love a comedy, man. I love a comedy. Listen, one of my favourite comedies is Rush Hour. Rush Hour 1, 2 and 3. The moment it is on, the moment the credits start coming up, I start busting out laughing. The film ain't even started yet and I'm busting laughing. This is it. Mine sounds corny, but being with my family. Oh no, absolutely not, Claire. Being with your family. That's what you want to be doing. Exactly. I'm a florist and I love my job. Oh, fantastic. That is creativity, isn't it? Right? We all can do, it's something creative that you're going to do. Something that gets your natural flair running. It could be anything that you enjoy. What do you enjoy doing? You know? The other day, I put a post up that I was looking after my grandchildren, and I put a post up, and my granddaughter asked me to do some colouring in with her. And I did the colouring in, and I took such a long time to do it because I took my time to do it. And actually, do you know what? It was quite therapeutic. It was quite therapeutic. And I've actually got my adult colouring in book. I haven't coloured anything in yet, but no, absolutely not. It doesn't sound corny at all. And learning something new as well. I'm currently learning Spanish. I'm getting there slowly but surely. Slowly but surely. I know, some phrases and things like that. I'm giving myself until December to speak fluent Spanish. I'm getting there. So learning something new. So creativity isn't about being good at something. Remember, you don't have to be good at something, right? Same, I love colouring and painting. Yeah, you don't have to be good at something. Do you know what? I like to bake sometimes. I like to bake a pineapple upside down cake. My husband likes me to bake him some bread pudding. I wouldn't say I'm the best baker, but I enjoy baking. I enjoy cooking. So exactly what you like, right? Okay, so let's come back to the comments and then I'm going to come and talk about burnout. We're going to talk about burnout warning signs. Think about I mentioned about my body warning me that I was at burnout, right? I love trying out other cuisines. Oh, yes, Lady Q, absolutely. Trying out other cuisines, definitely. What's your favorite? I love to cook, I'm telling you, I love to cook. And I just love to, my husband likes when I cook actually. Even when I cook this evening, what did I cook this evening? I did a chili con carne this evening. And I threw some plantain in there because I had a plantain that I need to use up. So I put the plantain in there. But anyway, not in it, but at the side. So I did a chili con carne. But I like to put the rice in a bowl and then make a nice little pattern with the rice. Yeah. And then put the chili con carne on there because I just love cooking. I really love cooking. I'm one of those people, if I go out to a restaurant and the meal doesn't taste nice, I know the chef is not in a good mood. Do not cook if your heart is not in it, because that is definitely going to come out in the food. Okay, so let's come back to the comments and then we're going to end up with burnout warning signs. What is the time? Okay. Right, so we're going to come back to the comments and let me see what I think I may have missed. But yeah, we're talking about self-care, the importance of self-care this evening. And you are in the Menopause Wellness community. If you are not part of the community and you would like to be part of the community, feel free to follow. We are here every Wednesday at 8 p.m. British Summer Time. This evening we're talking about the importance of self-care. As I mentioned, we went through and broke down the importance of self-care in segments. We talked about mental self-care. We talked about emotional self-care, physical self-care, financial self-care, spiritual self-care. Listen, we broke it right down into segments. And these are the things that we need to be intentional about. How are you stepping up your self-care? It's so, so important that we do that, right? We're not leaving ourselves to last. Why do we do that? Thinking about when we are serving everyone else. Let's start serving ourselves. Queens, come on, let's start serving ourselves a bit better than we do. Thank you, Angel. I'm just catching up on the comments that I may have missed. And sometimes, yeah, we do have to cut. We have to do what's right for you, our London. You have to do what's right for you. Yeah, I did those ones. Okay, right. So we've had a good chat about self-care, haven't we? And you know what? I couldn't even open up the damn panel tonight. I don't know what's going on. But we're here, right? We're here. Dancing, yes. Oh my goodness me. Lady Q. I love a dance, you see. I love to dance. What do you like dancing? Do you like dancing in general? Or is it something specific? I love to go out dancing. You know what? The last time I went out with my girlfriends and we danced, see, my husband don't like to dance. And when we go out, I'm the only one on the dance floor. He don't want to come on the dance floor with me. He's got 2 left feet, right? So anyway, when I go out dancing, I danced one night. We went to the Trevor Nelson event. And I tell you something, from the time I got there to the time I left, I danced and I never stopped dancing. Do you know I wore out the sole of my shoes? Can you believe it? The sole of my shoes was gone from dancing. Either that or I'm heavy-footed. I was dancing. I used to work with 0. Oh my goodness. 0 to 4. I quite like the 3 to 5-year-old age group. I find them really fascinating. And they're so honest, aren't they? So, so honest. Okay. Oh, hold on a minute. Listen, my fingers and thumbs are all over the place. Thank you for sharing the live, Joe Brown. Thank you. I get self-care and some. Okay. I think I've come across all those ones. I'm just checking that I've not missed anyone's comments or questions. Definitely nature. You know what? When you're in nature, I just love the sounds of the birds. I love walking where it's tall grass and you're hearing the sound of all the crickets, grasshoppers. Who makes the sound? Is it crickets that rub their feet together? Watch too much cartoons, when about them rubbing their feet together. I think they do. Laughter is good medicine. Absolutely, Lady Q. A good belly laugh, a proper belly laugh. You see, when I belly laugh, oh my goodness me, I laugh until I'm crying. And then when I laugh and I'm crying and my belly hurts, I get a headache. Listen, I have fits of laughter when I laugh. So I try, I can just get in hysterics sometimes. But it's good. Laughter is good. Absolutely good for the soul. I don't really pressure things. Okay, so soaps and comedies, yes. Do you know what? I can't tell you the last time I watched a soap, but definitely comedies. I'm just going to see if I can see your answer. Did you answer what is your favourite comedy movie? Florist. Just checking. I'm love trying. Yep. Okay. Salsa. Oh, I love salsa. Do you know what? It's a long time I haven't been salsa. I don't know if there's any salsa clubs up nearby me. I must look out. I used to love going salsa with my sister. Me and my sister used to go salsa in Crystal Palace, and then we went salsa in, I think there was one in Brixton we used to go and visit. Yeah, weekly we used to go salsa. Oh, I love dancing. Okay, so I want you to start thinking, what are you going to do? Swimming, you love swimming. Yep, swimming. Do you know what? I am not the strongest swimmer, and I actually found out that I swim better underwater than I do above. So I went for swimming lessons, and that's when I found out I swim better underwater, because I want to. My goal is to be confident to swim in the sea. I'm okay swimming in the sea as long as my feet are touching the ground, touching the sand. But the moment the sand's gone and there's nothing there, listen, I'm not doing that. But I want to try and achieve that this year, sometime soon, to swim in the ocean. I learned 2 years. Good, good. I want you to start thinking about how you are going to be intentionally carrying out your acts of self-care. I don't want you to just do it for do its sake. I don't want you to do it as a tick box exercise. I want you to do it intentionally. Okay? Tell yourself that you deserve self-care, and actually you are going to do this for you. And if that means this week you're going to say no to someone, then do that. Okay? I want you to start thinking about what acts of self-care you are going to intentionally carry out this week for you. You don't have to share it. You can just do it. But if you're not doing it already, start thinking about it. So looking at burnout, the warning signs of burnout. Do you remember I shared with you when I first came on the live at 8 o'clock? I shared with you that I was at burnout last week. Thank you for sharing the live, Joy. I was at burnout last week. Actually, the reason why I know I was at burnout is my body started feeling like I was going to become unwell. I felt like I was going to kind of get the flu. I just felt ill. I didn't feel myself. And that was because I was just doing too much. We do that, don't we? We know our capabilities, but we just think, one more, just push it one more time, just a little bit longer. That's what we do. Why we do it, I don't know. Yeah, definitely. And I felt that I need to stop. I needed to stop, right? So burnout warning signs. So before burnout fully arrives, your body often whispers before it screams. You hear that? Before burnout arrives, your body often whispers before it screams. We need to listen to those whispers that our body is whispering to us. Those little whispers. When you're feeling like a bit achy, or you're feeling like you got a little headache, or your eyes are burning you. I know when I've been on the screen too long, on the laptop or on the phone, my eyes start to burn me. They start watering. That is my body whispering to me. And if I don't listen to it, it gets to the point where I can't even look at the damn screen because my eyes is pouring with tears. That is from looking at the screen too long. So, right, before burnout fully arrives, your body often whispers before it screams. Just remember that. Look out for, what are we going to look out for? We're going to look out for constant exhaustion, if you're feeling exhausted. Now, if it's not normal for you to feel like that, then this is a whisper. Remember, I said to you, our bodies communicate with us. We just need to damn well listen to it. That's what we need to be doing, because we tend to not listen to it. We tend to ignore it because life is lifing and other things are going on that we're just going to ignore it and put ourselves last. But no, we can't do that. We can't keep doing that. So look out for things like constant exhaustion, irritability. Are you feeling irritated? Something small, is it irritating you, right? This could be someone just leaving their shoes in the hallway. Is it irritating you? So important, absolutely. Irritability. Is there more brain fog than normal, right? Difficulty sleeping. These are your burnout warning signs. Difficulty sleeping because you've got too much on your mind. You're thinking about things that you need to be doing. You're thinking about things that you haven't achieved yet. You're thinking about things that, what's going to happen tomorrow? What if is going to happen if that doesn't happen? Sometimes we just think too much. Sometimes we just need to stop and pause. You know how I do life coaching, right, as well. And I always say to my life coaching clients, when they're talking about having lots of things, how to dump things out of your mind, pop it on a piece of paper. Put it on a piece of paper at night before you go to bed. See if it works. Dump it on a piece of paper, out of your head, onto the paper. And then read through it one time. What's going on? How is it making you feel? And then park the paper. Even to the point where you can tear the paper up. Because it's done with then. It's absolutely done with. Right? So another thing that is a burnout warning sign. Okay, feeling detached. Someone mentioned earlier on about they just don't care. They just feeling the kind of same thing. Feeling detached. That you just don't want to be around anyone. You don't want to hear anyone. You don't want to speak to anyone. You just want to be by yourself. That's okay for a while, but not consistently. Remember I said earlier on, we're humans. We need human connection, whether that is in the immediate space or even via phone. You need that human connection, right? So feeling detached, lack of motivation. Sometimes we don't feel motivated to do things. Do you know what? It's okay. But if it's consistent, that may well be a sign for burnout, a warning sign of being burnt out. What else is there? Frequent illness. Remember I just said to you, that's the first thing. When my body is burnout, I am going to start feeling unwell. I know that because I know my body, right? Just like you know your body. I've always said to you in the community, you are the expert of your body. So you know what's going to feel different. If you're at burnout, your body's going to start telling you. Listen to it, okay? Don't ignore your body. Emotional numbness, forgetfulness, feeling like you're simply surviving. When we feel like that, again, that's a burnout. Like you're just doing because you're just doing it because you just want to, it's just, you're just getting by. You're just surviving another day. We need to stop and look at that. Okay, absolutely need to stop. Headaches, yes, absolutely headaches. If it's not normal, headaches, migraines, these things, if you're not used to getting those things and it's not normal, this could be a sign that your body is telling you, you know what, you need to listen to me. You are going to burn out if you don't stop. You are going to burn out if you don't listen. You need to listen. Again, our bodies are going to tell us. Queens, let's start listening to our bodies. Let's start stepping up on our self-care and our self-love. Because you have to say, just know that you deserve this. You deserve the best, right? You do. If you're not going to give it to yourself, who are you waiting for to give it to you? We should treat ourselves the way we would expect to be treated by other people, right? Be kind to yourself. Don't keep chipping away at yourself, right? If you've done something that didn't work out well, oh well, I learned from that and it didn't work, I'll try again, right? We need to stop beating ourselves up emotionally, seriously, absolutely. Tree, I'm telling you, hug a tree. If that's what you need, hug a tree. A hug can absolutely do the world of good. How do we conquer this though? Hey Ju, you know what? It all starts off with self-love. You have to start knowing that you are worthy. You're worthy of good things. You're worthy of love. You're worthy of peace. Hold on a minute. You buzzard, you. Sorry, there was an insect on my wall. Oh dear. I don't like insects flying about. Sorry, it was in my space. I just had to get rid of it. You have to, okay? You have to know that you are worthy. Seriously. Because when you start knowing you're worthy, you're opening yourself up to so many good things. It's when you start feeling that I don't deserve it. I don't deserve that. Why don't you deserve it? So this is why I said it starts with self-love. And self-love, don't get me wrong, self-love does not come overnight. It's a working process. But bit by bit, you can absolutely start loving yourself better than you are already, right? Put it this way. You want other people to love you, right? I'm not necessarily saying partners, husbands, wives, that sort of thing. You want other people to love you. How can other people love you the way you want to be loved if you cannot love yourself? You don't know how to love yourself. So don't expect other people to love you if you can't love yourself. But it's all a working process. It's absolutely all a working process. Yeah? It's doable. Let's stop talking negativity about ourselves, right? Let's stop putting ourselves down. When people are giving us compliments, accept the compliment. Oh, you've got a lovely dress. Where did you get that from? Oh, I just bought it for £2 in Primark. Why do you need to tell somebody you bought it for £2? The dress looks fabulous on you. Why do you need to add that? Just say thank you. And that's it. We really need to just be mindful how we treat ourselves, right? We really do. So the next time you're given a compliment, embrace the compliment. And sometimes people find it hard to accept compliments. You always do that. London, stop that. The next time you get a compliment, try and do you know what? And I'm not saying nothing bad about it, because I used to do the same thing. I used to do the same thing all the time. Someone gives me a compliment. Oh, thank you. But, it's an old dress, or, oh, yeah, it's all right. But no, now when someone gives me a compliment, thank you very much. And I said, I know. Don't I wear it well? That's what I say, but it's been something that I've had to learn, because I've had so many years of doing it one way, right? We learn things, right? We learn one way. We have to sometimes unlearn and learn it a new way. That's what we have to do. But we have to want to do it. So we have to step up on our self-love. The moment we step up on our self-love and realize that loving ourselves is so important, everyone else will love us the same way. I'm telling you. I'm absolutely telling you. Do you know what? I have been married 10 years to my husband this year. We've been together 14 years. And it was our 10th year together. And he took me away on holiday. And he wanted to buy me a really lovely necklace and some earrings. And he went into the jewellers and he said, he bought himself a really nice watch. And he went and said, I'd like to buy you this. And I said, no, it's too expensive. Oh, thank you. It's 10 years this year married, but we were together on our 10th year. So we've been together 14 years, right? And he said to me, I want to buy you this matching earrings and necklace. And I looked at it and it was absolutely beautiful. And I said to him, do you know what I said to him? You can't buy me that. It's too expensive. And he had to go back to the room. We was in a hotel. We had to go back to the room to get his passport, because he was buying a watch for himself and they needed to see his ID. So as we was walking back up to the room, and he said, why don't you want me to buy it? And I said, because it's too expensive. And you know what? By the time I got to the room and back to the shop, I said, you know what, Jackie, you deserve this shit. And I let him buy it for me. Because why was I saying to him, I don't want you to buy it, it's too expensive. So what if it was too expensive? He wanted to buy it for me for our 10th anniversary. And I damn well deserved that shit. So I got it. Why do we do that to ourselves? We do. No, I stopped doing that something now, man. I fix myself up. I need to fix up. And that's what I did. So we all need to fix up because we deserve stuff, right? Why would you say it to it? Exactly. Why would I say that? Because I looked at the price and I thought, whoa, that's a bit of money, isn't it? It was a lot. But yes, I so deserved it. Absolutely, Becca, you're right. I damn well deserved it. You know what I mean? I damn well deserved it. So he bought it for me. And it's absolutely beautiful. And every time we go away, I wear it on special occasions. Absolutely. Because I never thought that, do you know what? I don't know what I had in my mind. I just thought to myself, that's a lot of money to spend on me. But that's my husband. And he wanted to spend it on me. So I let him. So I ended up getting it. Yeah? And this is what I'm saying, Queens. We deserve the world. That's what we need to tell ourselves. We absolutely deserve the world. Right? And we need to start treating ourselves like we deserve the world. I'm not saying, you know what, we're not going around saying we're better than anybody else, because no, it's not about that. We deserve the world. We deserve to live our lives the way we want to live, and we deserve to be treated like queens. That's what we need to do. And we need to think that way. I need to find my husband. You will. I'm telling you, they will be out there. Only the best. Exactly. You deserve the best. You know, why settle for second best when we know we deserve the best? It makes sense, right? No, I don't want second best. I want the best. And that's what I deserve. And that's what we got to keep telling ourselves. And it goes back to that place of self-love, right? I've grown over the years and grown to love myself more than I used to. And now, if my husband tells me that he wants to buy me something that's got 4 zeros at the end of it, yes, babes, go and get it. I'll have 2. Listen, yeah, this is what we need to do. We need to do, because we so deserve it. Anyway, listen, burnout. We talked about burnout, right? I tell you something. It's been a good chat today. We've had a really good conversation. And do you know what? I can only apologise because my damn chat wasn't opening up to bring up the panels. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, so I just want to kind of let's leave you on a little reflection, right? I want you to think about this. If your best friend was living exactly the way you're living right now, what advice would you give them? Okay? Ask yourself, why aren't you taking that advice for yourself? You see, if your best friend was asking you something, okay, asking for some advice about something, about self-care, let's stick to self-care. Your best friend has said to you, do you know what? I'm feeling run down. This is happening, that's happening. What advice would you give your best friend? Because I know you would go all out for your best friend. So why are we not doing it for ourselves? I'm going to just leave you with that thought. Let's step up our self-care. We need to step up on our self-love, because self-love, that self-care will come from the place of self-love. We need to fix up. We do. We absolutely do need to fix up. Yeah? We have to tell ourselves, fix up. Fix up. That's what we need to be telling ourselves. Thank you. Okay? So that's what I kind of want to leave you with, right? And the thing is, I'm not saying to you, tomorrow you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to do this. It is small changes. Make these small changes. These small changes are going to be different for every single one of us, right? What works for one person may not work for somebody else. So a small step, and that small step may be, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go for a 5-minute walk today or tomorrow. That is a small step to you. That's your small change. You take one day at a time. That's what you're going to do. Absolutely brilliant. Oh, thank you, Claire. So I am going to just leave you with, okay, self-care doesn't need to cost money. It doesn't. It really doesn't need to cost money. When we're talking about self-care, we don't need to have nail money. We don't need to have spa money. We don't need to have gym money. Self-care starts from here, right? We need to start our self-care from within. That's where our self-care starts. Absolutely. And this is free. It don't cost money for this. Okay? Thank you, Claire. Right? We need to step up. And so sometimes it's sitting outside with a cup of tea. Like Claire mentioned, she likes to sit in her garden. Absolutely. Talk in the mirror. Yes, mirror talk. Absolutely. You know what? Years ago, I couldn't look in the mirror at myself. That's just one of the things I couldn't do. But now, listen, I look in that mirror and say, listen, girl, you're looking good. That's what I say to myself. You're looking good. That's what I tell myself. Because if I'm telling myself that, I'm going to walk like that and I'm going to be it. Yeah? This is what we need to do. Oh, thank you, our London. Thank you. I am so glad. Okay? This is what we're here for. Right? So sometimes it is just sitting outside. Sometimes it is that moment of that you want that peace to yourself. And it's okay to want to be by yourself in peace. Okay? Sometimes it may be watching the sunset. Whatever is making you feel great. Okay? Just getting up early and watching the sunset. It may be taking deep breaths. It may be anything that is going to help you. But remember, self-care is so important. And self-care comes from a place of self-love. It so does. Okay. I'm going to get some of my 30 Days of Self-Love poetry book, and I'm going to give them away next week. So I'll when we come back next week, I'll give some of those books away. Box breathing is good. Yes, I've tried box breathing. I did a deep breathing workshop the other day. I felt it worked well for me. You know, sometimes we just need to pause and take a breath. You know, and sometimes we need to take a deep breath. We need a deep breath. Give our lungs some extra oxygen. That's what we need to do sometimes. Just breathe. And like I said, I shared with you a couple of days ago when I was in the shower and I was washing my hair and, showering. I just cried because I needed to cry. And I felt so much better. And it was a proper cry. As I said, the snot was dribbling everywhere. I was crying hard. But I needed that. I so needed it. Yeah? It's okay to cry. It is absolutely okay to cry. So, I'm going to close and I just want I'm going to leave you with a thought, okay? Just a few things here I've got. You deserve some kindness, right? You so freely give to everyone else. You are always kind to everyone else. Please be kind to yourself. You are worthy of rest. Just remember, Queens, you are absolutely worthy, okay? You are worthy of peace. You are worthy of taking up space in your own life. Don't wait until your body forces you to stop. Listen to those whispers before the screams come. Okay? Choose yourself before burnout makes the decision for you. So absolutely important. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you very much. So, Queens, I am going to close the live. And I'm going to close the live, end the live like I always end it. First and foremost, before I go, we are back next week, Wednesday at 8 p.m. British Summer Time. I'm not sure what we're going to talk about, but we will talk anyway. I'm going to end the live. I'm going to send you a virtual hug. Everyone a virtual hug like I always do. And I'm just going to remind you that you are absolutely not alone. If you feel alone after the live has ended, please reach out to someone that you trust, someone that will listen to you, and someone that will understand you. And actually, if they don't understand you, they even start to try and understand you. Because sometimes that's all we need, is for someone to just listen. Just want to shut up and I want you to listen. I don't want you to say anything. I don't want you to judge me. I don't want you to tell me what you feel I need to do. I just want you to listen. That's all I want you to do. So if it's not me, it's somebody else. If you need to DM me, please feel free to DM me. I've got time for everyone. If you can't DM me because your DMs are closed off, all you need to do is go onto the profile page of the community and click on the email link and you can send me an email. I will respond to the email. I'm the only one that reads the emails. This life has been amazing. Oh, thank you, Becca. So I will see you hopefully next week, Wednesday at 8 p.m. British Summer Time. Have a good, what's today? Wednesday. The rest of the week, I hope it's blessed for everyone. But queens, love on yourself like you love on others. That's what I want to leave you with. Okay? Because you're so deserving of it. Good night, everyone. And I will see you next week. Stay blessed.